name is Carter.
And I'm Ryland.
And today we are joined with the second year representative of the NUSU University Nursing Society, Trinity. Trinity, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you.
So excited. So typically when we start our episodes, we just want to get like a kind of a lay of the land. So can you just tell us what the NUSU University Nursing Society is?
Yeah, so we're a student group organized in order to represent all of the nursing students here and to plan events to kind of get everybody in touch, to kind of have some fun in the midst of all the stress.
Yeah.
And then also to be a hand to reach out for concerns. So like we have a lot of people where if you're not comfortable reaching out, if you have a concern for anything, you can reach out to one of us and then we can reach out on your behalf, which is really helpful because there's so many components to nursing that like it can get kind of messy sometimes.
Yeah, and nursing is one of, if not the largest program, I feel like at NUSU, right?
I think we're the second, yeah.
Second,
Con
okay.
Ed and then us,
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely good to have a team of people to
Of course.
like account for all of the nursing students.
Yeah.
So can you tell us as second year representative what your kind of role looks like?
So as second year representative, it is exactly what it sounds like. So I'm representing the second year students. So I'm responsible for nagging them and telling them about everything we're doing over and over again, letting them know that, hey, like if you need anything, you can come to me. I can be the person who will reach out on your behalf. And then also just taking their general feedback and bringing it to the board. And then planning some events for us and the social media for the 2028 specific page.
Amazing.
So how much of like dedicated time would you say per week would your role consist of?
It's always different. It depends on what's going on. I'm a little bit extra, so I take on a little bit more from nuns than I have to. Like maybe an hour or two of like dedicated time. I'm probably always thinking of something though. Probably just like gears are turning, you know?
Yeah.
Always thinking ahead for the
Exactly.
future.
Yeah. That's great.
What has been one of your bigger events that has had the most impact this year for nuns?
So far, I don't know about the biggest, but I think the most impactful, the most meaningful, where we had two really nice guest lectures. So they kind of gave us a peek into different specialties or different things that we don't regularly focus on per se. So those were really neat. And then we have our gala tonight as well. So that's always the biggest event that we have.
That's exciting.
Yes.
Where is it?
We're doing it at Cecil's or the Grand Event Center.
Fun.
So it's a little fancy this year, but
Yeah, love that.
yeah, that's always our biggest event, I think.
Is that where the soup?
Yes.
Okay, that's a
Soup's
beautiful
on.
building.
It's another event we went to this past summer, but it was in that
Beautiful.
building and it's beautiful.
I'm so excited to
That's
see
gonna
it.
be great. Oh my gosh.
Aw, amazing.
So speaking of events and stuff, and obviously I'm gonna ask about upcoming plans.
Mhm.
I guess tonight is the upcoming
Yeah,
an important
exactly.
upcoming plan. But is there anything else that you want to touch on that's coming
We're
up?
really creeping on exam season,
Yeah.
so I'm not entirely sure.
Mhm.
I think all of our gears are turning specifically on the gala for the last little
Yeah.
while, because it is a big thing to plan.
Yeah.
So for now, I think that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Oh, and we have elections that are
Yeah.
ongoing.
In the middle of
Yeah.
that right now.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's exciting though. And Avery and Michael are the president, co-president, right?
Yeah,
Or vice
Avery's our president, and then Michael's our vice president right now.
Amazing.
Okay, amazing. So we wanted to just kind of touch on kind of the state of healthcare as nurses are going into that profession. It obviously can be a difficult subject to talk about because there are so many ways that nurses need to be supported and more than they currently are, and just the representation and kind of what's that word I'm looking for, just
The burnout rate is high.
yeah.
Mhm.
So what would you say is something that, do you think nuns is trying to tackle that conversation on top of just being a voice for the nursing students at Nipissing, or do you think that's something that is just kind of separate from
I would say that yes, we do. I would also give Nipissing itself like good credit in that.
Yeah.
We talk about like compassion fatigue and things like that a lot. I've written a few papers in relation to it. So we're definitely like throughout the program we're being made aware of it, and we're also like in a way practicing like coping mechanisms, right? So for example, one of my classes right now is a mental health class, and we're not only learning mental health nursing, but one of our assignments was as simple as just creating a self-care plan at the beginning of the year, right? And then a reflection on that, which is really big, I think. In terms of nuns, getting like the socialization thing, I think, is a really big part of it. It can like separate, like not to say that nursing's consuming, but sometimes maybe people can feel that way, and it can kind of create a separate like area for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it's like I love to hear that there's that acknowledgement, especially through. I loved when you like the self-care plan, right? That's what that I think things like that are so important for like schools to do, because it kind of sets you in a direction towards a future career that is like acknowledging what that will look like.
Exactly.
And I think that's really important and great to hear that that's happening within the program itself. But
Agreed.
yeah.
So kind of following up on like the burnout rate, because I think from what I researched, I think like at least 60% of nurses report feeling burnout in their career. And if a high school student was watching right now and they're considering applying to nursing school, for what makes the stress all worth it, do you think? And what would you tell them if they're thinking about it?
So I was just helping out with our open house this past weekend, and I was thinking to myself, like, what's my hook for nursing? Like, what is it? And it, like, full transparency, I didn't want to be a nurse. Like, I just didn't. I wanted to be a vet. I didn't think that I had it in me to care for people, because I'm, like, a huge animal nerd. And then I had my first placement, and they, like, friggin' stole my hearts. They were so, like, cute and so, like, kind, and I just, like I don't even know how to find something that's worth it other than nursing itself. Like my first semester, I was like, yeah, not my thing, not gonna stay in nursing. It was supposed to be a stepping stone, and then I was just like, darn, like they really took me.
It fulfills you.
Yeah, it's just like, it's so rewarding in itself. Like, yeah, these people need you, but like talking to them is a whole other thing. I always tell my family too. I'm like, you wouldn't like if you saw me nursing Trinity versus like every other Trinity, you wouldn't recognize me, because I'm just so nice. I feel like I come off as like really and like in nursing I'm just not, and it's just really like, yeah, it's fulfilling in some way. So it's super
amazing.
cute.
That's really nice. Like, I love that.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So as second year, I personally don't really have much knowledge about the structure of how the nursing program works, but I know that you guys do like simulation labs, and then you have your placements as well. When did those start?
So our first year, I'll just lay out like the program in general. Our first year, our first semester, we have one hands-on course, which is health assessment. So that takes place in our H112 lab, which is just not the high fidelity mannequins, just mannequins or like partial mannequins. Like we have some butts with wounds on them, for example. So we do a lot of things there. It's basically where we learn to assess the person from head to toe. In our second semester is when we start our simulations and placements. So typically we have a few placements and then a simulation, simulation. So that we do in long-term care. Most of us are in homes around the city, but a few are at North Bay Regional. Second year, we have 2 med-surg rotations. So that's on A3, B3, D3 maybe, and then we had some people on AIPU, so the acute inpatient psychiatric unit, and then also in C1, so that was my first one. I loved it so much. That's rehab and integrated stroke, and then again we're doing like 2 or 3 clinicals, 1 sim, 2 or 3 clinicals, 1 sim. This semester we have a total of 4 sims, and then Third year, we have 2 placements. We have a community placement, and then we have, for 1 semester, and then we have Matt Child placement in the 2nd semester.
So the whole semester is just placement?
No, so it's again the same thing. So like you have your classes, and then like one it's a total of 12 hours a week.
Okay.
First year it's 2 6s, and then every other year it's just a full 12. And then in third year you have a Matt Child and a community. They can be placed in either semester, and then the Matt Child is I believe you're either in L&D or pediatrics.
Yep.
And then community is obviously in the community, so things like Amelia Rising and such. And then 4th year, you have your first semester. Again, you have another placement, this time again in, I believe it's med-surg, just with much higher expectations, obviously.
Yeah.
And then your last semester of nursing is your preceptorship. So you do, you're basically working a nurse's schedule with the nurse, and that's your one-on-one kind of final consolidation period.
Yeah.
And with that, you're doing whatever the nurse is doing. I know Avery's on night shifts, I think, right now, or she did a couple night shifts at the very least. The only thing you can't do is work overtime with them. And then you're doing a couple classes, I think, online during that, and then that's it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lot, but it sounds like a lot of good experience as well.
It is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What would you say, so far as the highlight that you've experienced?
I like clinicals. Clinicals are my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
Because,
in person.
yeah, everything I learn in class, I feel like when I'm in clinical, it's just you feel your growth in clinical. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I think about me 5 years ago, and I'm that's the same person, and I actually think about who I was and what I knew, and then who I am and what I know. Okay, I'm not the same person.
Yeah.
But clinical, you actively can feel your growth, because your first day you walk in and you're like, hi, I'm Trinity, I'm going to be your nursing student today. And then you walk in and you're like, hello, how you doing? Whatever. So it's you can actually feel your progression, which is really cool.
That is really cool, and must feel really rewarding.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
So getting to work with actual people over the mannequins do you have a preference for actually being in the setting?
I prefer being in clinical, of course.
Yeah.
Simulation is very it's intimidating for the fact that it's kind of when you're doing something and you have it the back of your hand,
Mm-hmm.
and then as soon as somebody's watching, you're just you just can't do it anymore.
Yes.
It's kind of like that, and then also we're practicing kind of things that are in a way more advanced, which is what's good about it, because there's a lot of things that we won't if we just rely on practice in clinical, we won't ever get to see. So when we are nurses, we're just gonna be I don't know how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the lab does give us that for sure.
Yeah.
But clinical's where my heart's at.
Yeah.
Probably.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, so we've come to the part where we're going to do our little rapid fire questions. Do you want me to start, or do you want to start?
You can start, but also if you want to elaborate on any of your answers,
Yeah.
you're more than welcome. But if you think a simple answer is enough, then
Cool.
maybe
Okay.
we'll continue.
So do you prefer coffee or energy drinks? Or neither?
Coffee. I'm pretty sure most of my peers will hate me for that though, because I'm pretty sure most of my people are energy drink people.
Yeah.
But
I
coffee.
agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just a good latte.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we kind of already touched on this, but simulation versus in-person lecture.
Ooh, sim versus lecture. It really depends on what lecture it is.
You can decide what the lecture is.
I'll say, I feel this isn't my answer, but I'm gonna say sim, only
Okay.
because then I can practice more. So I might not enjoy it more while it's going on.
Yeah.
But I get more out of it, unless it's farm. I love farm. Dr. Senior is so funny.
Amazing.
Funny guy.
Do you prefer overnight shifts or daytime shifts?
I haven't got a chance to do overnights.
Okay.
So I want to say day shifts, but I hate waking up in the morning. So I have a feeling that I'm
You're gonna be
I'm
a
gonna
night
be
shift.
night shift at least for a little part of my life.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
fair. That's fair. And finally, matching scrubs or mixed match scrubs?
I'm a split.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say matching because I just have a really hard time. Oh my gosh, what if these colors don't go together?
Yeah.
but like I'd love to be a mismatch person. I'm
That's
too
how
scared.
my dad is. My dad wears mixed matching scrubs, and I'm like, dude, you have the matching shirt. Why aren't you wearing the matching shirt?
Because sometimes you just feel like you just look like a floating blob of a color, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like for us, we have like scrubs that we have to wear, so they're like, honestly, they're not bad, but they're really bright green, so we're just a sea of green moving through the hospital at all times.
Yeah.
And like you get sick of it sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My friend from like back home, she has like a bunch of different, like she's been collecting for a while,
Mm-hmm.
but she will like every day just something new, like different. Obviously
Yeah.
what she likes, but yeah, no, she loves a
good
mixed
I think I
mix
have
match.
like 3 or 4 sets of scrubs that I'm comfortable mismatching.
Mm.
And even then, I'm just like, do these go together? Which bottoms and which tops should I do? Like I the colors go together, but what goes on what part?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the real question there. Yeah. All right. Well, this has been a wonderful conversation, and we normally end our episodes with a little segment that we call NUSU Lets You Talk. So basically, we just give you the floor. You can leave any message with anyone who's watching, or if you just want to, like, you know, just anything
Or
you'd like to say.
A
anything
word
you
of
wanna share.
encouragement
Yeah.
to maybe future nurses, anything you think could apply here.
Mhm.
Yeah. It gets better. It definitely gets better. And I'm not saying it from experience, but like everybody who I've ever spoke to who's gone through nursing school,
Yeah.
who's made it to the end, is like nursing school is so much worse than nursing. Like it's just so much more.
Yeah.
So it gets better. At least I hope. Maybe that was a word of encouragement for myself.
There you go.
I don't know.
If that's what you want, that's what we need.
Yeah.
Then there you go.
Perfect.
Amazing. Thank you so much for
Yes,
joining
thank
us.
you,
Yeah,
Trinity.
thanks
It
for
was a
having
pleasure
me.
to have you. And to learn more about
The program itself.
Yeah, because I definitely did not know
Yeah.
a lot of those things, and it's really fascinating to
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah, she's a crazy one.
She's
Yeah.
a crazy one.
It takes some strong people to get through nursing school.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you again.
Yes.
This was so much fun, and we will see you guys next time for the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.